Are you my son?
I'd be very proud to believe so.
You're not my son.
Welcome to They Said, We Said. This is John, aka Johnny Walker, giving you our second to the last Walking Dead Season 7 spoiler review. This one is for Something They Need. Well, this is a nice return to form right in front of the season finale. So, we had a lot of cool stuff happen here. So, when we left off from last week's episode, Sasha and Rosita had infiltrated, I guess, the front gate of the sanctuary. Sasha kind of left Rosita behind, and she went kamikaze style inside the sanctuary trying to take out Negan. Rosita got kind of greeted by a dark, shadowy figure, and yes, everyone, I was wrong. It was Dwight, not Daryl. So the beginning of the episode looks like something from Fear the Walking Dead. We got a nice little beach scene and a lot of kind of barnacle-ish looking walkers. Kind of look like Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie. It looked like a bunch of, Davy Jones' locker. It looked like these walkers belonged on the Flying Dutchman, so, all I can say is, barnacles, my boy! Where's my dollar? After our cool little beach scene by the ocean side, we get to kind of take a look at what happened to Sasha's kamikaze mission. Well, she got caught. Well, Sasha's now on Easy Street, and she is stuck in the same cell. Man, you think the sanctuary is a pretty big place. They would have more storage closets other than this one particular one, but this gets a lot of use. Reintroduced to David, the creepy rapey savior, real quick. And this is kind of a spoiler from the comic book, but a very similar scene kind of happens with Sasha involved that happens to another character in the comic. No spoilers here for that point because it's way ahead of time. But, David wants to get, Sasha just wants some water. You ask, buddy. What can I get you? I want some water. I'm a little parched. It takes a lot trying to kill a bunch of saviors. And the death count was never really confirmed at how many she got to take out. We know that one standing next to Eugene and the other one that kind of walked out of the door. But we're to think that she did take out quite a few. So she asked for her glass of water, and David gets a little rapey, and he he said, sure, I'm not supposed to, but I'll give you some water if you give me some, if you give me some honey, if you give me some sweet lovin'. That got out of hand real quick. So right before we get really, really nasty, along comes our favorite savior, Negan, putting Mr. Creepy Pants in his place. He kind of tells David, hey buddy, you really screwed up this time, and guess what? Now your head looks like a shish kebab. So, Negan gives Sasha a choice. Here's a nice long Bowie knife. You either try to take me out, but good luck because I got Lucille pointing at your face. You either kill yourself, so you stick David in the face, and then kind of swear your fealty to me. Let me close the door and let you think about that while you have a possible, face-eating zombie wake up. So there's your choice. I'll give you a minute to decide what you want to do. Get Eugene sent in there, and we get a lot of clarification as to where our achy breaky haircuts mindset is. And, like Dead Guy Ty said, he is pretty much fully assimilated at this point. He is a coward. He is gonna go where he's gonna be safe. And like he said, I have never felt so scared as that night in the lineup when I watched my best friend die and Glenn die. Now it sucks, but now I have to be where it's safe. We get transported over to the hilltop where it picks up with Maggie kind of teaching the local hilltop community how to farm and kind of harvest their own resources. She's teaching what seems to be probably one of the most capable fighters how to do this, and she kind of tells them about a blueberry bush that's kind of self-sustaining outside of the walls. So it kind of skips around, but when she goes outside to cultivate said bush, we get Xander Berkeley come over and try to have a conversation with her about, just not being a united front. He wants to know why she's still there, if there's no doctor there anymore. And she basically, of course, puts Gregory in his place by saying they're not a united front, but she is willing to put aside all past transgressions to really, get this leader thing kind of hashed out. So, of course, at this point, we see Gregory's, true colors. He kind of pulls a knife and is having real thoughts about kind of putting that knife in the back of our favorite pregnant heroine. And guess what? We're beset and we're interrupted by Walker attack. And he tries to be the big guy and says, oh, no, I'll take care of it. And so he gets about 5 feet from it before pissing his pants until, pregnant Maggie has to go and do cleanup duty for him. All the while, another Walker kind of jumps after him. I guess it was the same one that got Dale, because this, was a very sneaky Walker. But nevertheless, knocks him down, almost kind of dispatches our good friend Gregory, until Maggie once again saves the day, puts her, kind of her gardening shovel through his face. And this is a very important scene because we have onlookers come by, basically, and Maggie asks, have you ever killed one of these things before? And Gregory, saving face, oh, of course I have. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in if I haven't killed these things. But, of course, he hasn't. And his onlooking community members also find this out as well. So this was kind of a major power play by Maggie, probably unwittingly knowing, she was probably just trying to make him feel good and save face, saying, oh, don't worry, sorry, guys, he's never killed one before, he's learning. But that did probably a lot more damage than good to the mystique of Mr. Xander Berkeley's character. After having a nice little talking to with Sasha, trying to convince her, it appears that she is kind of bought in. Dean kind of scoots away real quick once he sees the twitch from David on the ground, and we get a nice little eye-opening zombie scene that was kind of cool, and that's where we leave Sasha for half the episode. So now going back to our group of survivors, they've all kind of rallied together and they're going to go take some guns from the nice ladies at the ocean side. We get to tie in, finally, my least favorite episode of the season of The Walking Dead Swear. Kind of put this guy to bed because we're back at the ocean side, back with Natanya, and we need some guns. Kind of ambushes Natanya and kind of says, hey, can you please just join up with us? I'm pointing a gun in your face. We're not bad guys, though. We're trying to take out the people that took out your husbands, fathers, brothers, uncles, and children, all the boys, and just come up and join with us. I've got the brains, you've got the look. Let's make lots of money. Of course, it goes sour, as it does with anything that Tara's involved in. So all goes to shit for Tara when Cindy comes home, and then it's kind of a 2-on-1 situation with Tara. She's not really meant for kind of a hostage takeover situation. So, of course, tables get turned, but you know what? Tara says, hey, guys, it's too late. You didn't make the decision in time. Boom, boom, explosions everywhere, bombs go up. Our survivors kind of set up a perimeter with the dynamite that they found. And, might as well be ringing a giant dinner bell because now all those Davy Jones locker zombies are going to congregate towards the ocean side. So, kind of gathers up everyone, so Daryl, Michonne, Gabriel, everyone kind of gathers up the oceanside women and girls and just says, hey, we don't want to fight, we don't want to kill you, we just want your weapons, and you're more than welcome to come with us and join the ranks to stop the saviors. And then, of course, Natanya walks up with Tara. They kind of walk up, and Natanya's got Tara by the, gun to the back of her head, and someone's gonna die, right? Natanya's already said, I will die for this cause. We cannot go fight the saviors. Remember the last time we tried to mess with them? Guess what? All the males got wiped out. So I'm gonna be a martyr and die for the greater good and wipe out Tara. For the greater good of the show, for the story, stop it. And then we have Michonne in the trees kind of picking, has Natanya in the sights. I don't know if that's who you want up there. When you gotta make the shot happen, I'm not sure about Michonne. You want to send her in with a melee attack and get rid of people with the katana, that's more the speed that you want to go for. But I don't know if you want Michonne in the tree taking your sniper shots for you. But I guess, Sasha and Rosita weren't there. You got to go to your third string quarterback. So of course it doesn't work, and all the big boom booms and the pyrotechnics draw all the walkers in, and we get a nice little scene where we kind of make a formation, and Rick and the group gets to display their competencies about taking out walkers. They take out about, 15 to 20. It's a pretty cool scene. The Oceanside women are kind of, man, that sun's like creeping up on me. So the Oceanside women kind of get to see what the survivors are capable of, and it looks like everyone's on board to kind of jump and go. All the lieutenants are like, yeah, Cindy's on board. Let's do this. Let's join up. And Tanya basically says, just take all the guns. You're basically killing us anyways that way, but we're not fighting. So I hate everything with the Oceanside. Basically, we're all gonna listen to this one old woman that has to go take afternoon nap still because of her migraine. We're gonna listen to her and not fight the saviors and not join up, and now we're gonna stay in the woods without any weapons, especially after the big explosions went off. You think that those 20 walkers were the only ones around that heard or saw that explosion? Bullshit, there's gonna be like 100 more. You're gonna attract a giant herd with all that mess, all that racket. It was like a fucking Motley Crue concert. I'm sorry, the Oceanside! Our survivors take all the guns and they're walking out. Tara gets to give a nice little to her favorite little serial killer, the little girl, Rachel. And, that's probably it for the Oceanside. We might meet up with Cindy again later. Who knows? But I mean, at this point, thanks Oceanside. You served your purpose by giving the guns out. So at this point, we shift our. Oh God, son, this is fucking stupid. So at this point, we get to shift our focus back to see what kind of decision Sasha made. And Negan opens the door, and lo and behold, we have a giant skewer sticking out of David's forehead. And she's just kind of military stance, ready to go, at attention. And guess what? She says she's ready to buy in. She's ready to throw in her hat with the saviors and kind of go against Rick's group. But now Negan drops a little hint that there's a little birdie told him that Rick and the group are up to no good. So maybe Eugene, but I don't think it was Eugene, because Eugene would have known, he wouldn't have known anything because he got taken before that. So I don't know who the little birdie is. A lot of people think it's Gregory. I tend to probably agree with that. Either way, it's gonna be nice to find out who's the snitch in the survivor camp come the season finale. Maybe even Dr. Carson. So Negan takes off, all happier than pig and shit that he just got probably a new wife and a kind of a badass also. He's just super happy because there was a job opening after he killed David. So then Eugene kind of walks back up to the door to kind of, congratulate Sasha for kind of joining the Mickey Mouse Club. And guess what? Sasha's not bought in. Sasha is completely regretting her situation. She can't do it, which is great. I'm glad that they went that route, and she needs something to end her life. She will not be used to hurt her friends, so she's asking Eugene for anything. Give me a knife, a piece of glass, a cup of water, a baggie, whatever. I just need to end it here so I don't wind up hurting my friends. Well, of course, we saw this happening. This was the biggest called shot of the century. Eugene has the ricin pill, made by Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, and so he slips it under the door. We get a really weird flash over to Sasha's face doing this weird maniacal smile laugh that completely took me out of the scene. Rewatch that. It's really funny and it's really jarring. I was just like, what is this face and what is this is she up to something? But I don't think she was. It was just kind of a weird shot choice, but whatever. So we're made to believe that Sasha is going to take her own life with this pill after Eugene reluctantly gave it to her, and then we're gonna probably close the circle with a twist on that comic book spoiler coming up. So I can't wait to see how they're going to treat this death for the finale. Sasha, that was, my buddies, Dead Guy Ty, Alex, everyone kind of called it with me and said that Sasha's not going to be making it out alive of this season, but they wanted to save it for the finale. So it's great. This is going to be a very exciting thing when they open the door and zombie Sasha's biting your damn face off. So now to round it out, the most crucial part of this episode, we go back to Alexandria. Who's there to open the door for us? Well, Rosita. And says, hey, I got someone here that you might want to talk to. And guess what? In Morgan's nice little jail cell, we have Mr. Dwight. Dwight appears to have turned his coat. Finally, you know, I thought he still would. Really drumming up the assholishness of Dwight in the show a lot more than in the comic book. So it made a lot of fans kind of question if he was going to have kind of a good guy turn. But it looks like it's happening. And he basically says, I'm ready to talk, I'm ready to help. And guess what? Get on your knees, bitch, because it's not just going to be that easy. This episode was great. It had some good Walker effects, even though they kind of look like they would be from SpongeBob. It had some cool Walker fight scene with the kind of circle of death. It had the cool Dwight scene at the end. It had the Sasha and David and Negan scene kind of from the comic book. So it had pretty much everything that I wanted, way better than the last episode. So to put lipstick on this big fat pig, we're going to rate this one, I'm gonna say a 4.3 out of 5 ricin pills, just because of the wonderful Breaking Bad kind of callback. And it was just a good overall episode, so much better than the pile of dog crap that we got last week. So Deadheads, this is a very sad time of the year. This is the second to the last episode of The Walking Dead. So next week we're gonna do a gigantic season finale spectacular. I have some very special guests confirmed. We have Dead Guy Ty, we have Alex Scott from the Walking Bread, and Tony Walters from Rad Entertainment, all joining me to kind of go over the season finale and the season as a whole. So please come check that out. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for sticking with us all year. It has been a blast, and just to let you know, we are not going away during the off season. We are going to be doing more Dead Guys Talking survival trivia, and we'll do a Dead Guys Talking. We'll pop in once in a while when there's some big news breaking. But Talking Dead Guys Talking survival trivia, tune in for the singles match debut for Dead Guy Ty himself going against Ed from Brain Pulp TV. That's going to be a real good one. And then, of course, get hyped for the upcoming championship team match between The Walking Bread and Rad Entertainment. So that's Alex Scott and Josh Greenhall taking on Rebecca Erb and Dan Murphy. Guys, you can find me, Johnny Walker, on the social medias, at the Facebook group at They Said We Said, on Instagram at They Said We Said, and now on Twitter, John Dunning at Orzov Dunn. Come talk to me there about Walking Dead, Magic Gathering, Iron Fist reviews that we're going to be doing, or any other thing that you just feel like you want to talk to me about. So this is John, aka Johnny Walker, and I'll see you next week.